Hi, this is Evo Trader. I have been trading about 15 years now, and this video is about the key to profitability. The key to profitability is eliminating the biggest mistakes that you make. I have made about every mistake in the book. Those mistakes have humbled me to the point that right now I just tell myself that I have absolutely no clue what I'm doing. However, now and then, when things are clear for me, I get a slight insight, and then I react on it. It was Socrates who wrote down these famous lines: I know that I know nothing, or in modern language, I don't know shit. I have found this to be a much healthier approach than requiring myself to always know what's going on in the markets. I just tell myself, I have no clue what's going on, but sometimes I do. And then, when it does, I'm ready for it. This attitude keeps me sharp, curious, inquisitive, and willing to wait for the answers. And of course, it keeps me open and willing to learn new things. If anyone has not read the book Reminiscence of a Stock Operator about the life of the great speculator Jesse Livermore, I would highly recommend it. Even though things did not end very well for him, he undoubtedly was a great trader, and the book is full of wisdom. Well, in this book he says, if a man is both wise and lucky, he will not make the same mistake twice, but he will make any and one of the 10,000 brothers or cousins of the original. The mistake family is so large that there's always one of them around when you want to see what you can do in the full play line. And this is true. It often starts with one mistake. Then there's another one, covering it up or compensating for the first one. You get emotional and then make even more mistakes. And then you take too much risk and you do everything to still have an up day. Then we become indifferent, because it cannot get any worse anyway, right? Well, this is the most dangerous state to be in trading. Because what happens? Well, it can get worse. It gets 10 times worse. And then eventually, maybe, there's a golden opportunity to make everything right again. And we fail to see it because of all the emotions that cloud our judgment. Just to mention some of the mistakes I made. Well, not cutting my losses, revenge trading, putting my whole account on the line just to make up for a small loss, expecting big moves on a day when clearly nothing is happening, taking quick profits on a huge move just because I wanted to take a sure profit, and then not being able to get back in. Not getting in because it looked too good to be true, not getting out because it looked too good to be true, not getting in because I was up for the day, getting in just because I was down for the day, of course, increasing my loss, just giving it a try with small size, which is ridiculous because why not use big size if it's a real opportunity? Entering and entering just because my timing was wrong, while not looking at the big picture. But my timing was not wrong. I was wrong on direction. I was wrong on exactly the big picture. Anyway, as Jesse Livermore said, the mistakes someone can make are countless, and therefore what I did and what I would encourage you to do is look at the underlying cause. It probably has to do something with fear or with ego, or being too stubborn, wanting to be right and therefore not wanting to release ourselves, to free our mind, take a small loss and be ready for the next opportunity. What I noticed in myself, especially when I was playing a lot of chess online against total strangers, that I just could not stand losing. I would get furious, and after I cooled down, I was surprised by my own reaction, and I asked myself the question, why did you get so emotional? And then I told myself, hey, come on, you just made a mistake. There's no need to get emotional. So also in trading, the same happened. I hated to lose. So what are the options? Well, the first one is to not trade at all, but that was not an option. I'll never give up trading. The second one is to always be right. Well, that's impossible at trade. You just don't know who's on the sideline to buy or to sell. The third option, well, don't close the position. Don't take the loss. If you don't take the loss, then there's no loss, right? Well, that's of course the option I often chose, but it's wrong. The loss will become catastrophic, right? And actually the worst that can happen is to make this mistake and you profit from it. Because in trading you can make a big mistake and still make money. And then you pat yourself on the back for being such a good trader, while you were just fooled by randomness. You were just lucky. This sure is a recipe for future disaster, because you are learning in the wrong way. But anyway, I learned little by little to take a small loss before it turns big, and that paved for me the road to profitability. I learned little by little that it is okay to have one or two small losses before a profitable trade came along. And then of course I had to learn to totally ignore these losses and not watch my P&L and just do my best on every trade, on this trade right now, instead of only making up for these small losses and end the day just breaking even and of course leaving a lot of money on the table. Does it sound familiar? Then later on I learned little by little to really push the gas pedal when I know the chances were there for a big move. The most important thing about taking losses is that it makes the mind free for the next opportunity. It just feels great to cut the loss at a fraction of what would have been your profit had the trade work out. It feels great to immediately be ready for the next trade and not get emotional for being so stupid and subsequently take your own mind hostage and cutting yourself off from good profits coming your way. It's like drinking water instead of alcohol. You not only stop taking poison, but you replace it by something that's actually good and beneficial. So again, the key to being profitable is to eliminate your biggest mistakes, one at a time, and then the next big mistake, and so on. And with that, I conclude this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please do not forget to subscribe and do not hesitate to leave any comments or questions below.